Okay, question number 11. What I want to do is graph this in the graphing calculator. But in order to do that, I have to set up my window. So we're going to start home screen, new document, say no to drugs. And for this, I'm going to add a graph page. Now, from the graph page, I press menu, choice number 2. What I want to make sure is that I can see a grid so that my graph looks like the graphs on the page. So I go to the view so I can see the grid. So menu, view. And then I'm going to go down to choice number 6, and I want aligned grid. So that's choice 3. And I'll press enter from there. So that's how I get a grid on my graph. Next, I'm going to go back to menu and establish the window. In the window settings, I want x to be negative 10. I want my x max to be 10. So I press the tab key, which is right here, tab. And then I want my scale to be 1. Tab key again. From negative 20, tab, to 10. And since the scale spread out a little bit, when I press tab this time, I'm going to change my scale to 2, just so I don't have as many lines. Tab and say OK. So that's how we establish the window. Now this says F1X. I don't want functions here. I want to be able to type anything that I need. So I'll go back to the menu key, and I'll change my graph entry edit. That's your command line from a function. So I'm picking the command line right here, and I'm changing it from function to a relation, choice number 2. Now I have a relation set up, and I can type whatever I want. And this time what I'm going to type is number 11. Y plus 7. And here, I need an inequality. So I'm going to go to the control key, which is red, press the control key and the equal sign right below it. That gives me a choice of any of these inequalities. And the one that I need for this question is the greater than or equal to. So then I type my negative 2, parentheses, I know there's an X there, and then minus 3. And that's my graph. Now I just press enter. So here's my graph, and when I hover over the line, I notice that that's a solid line, which is really important because there's an equal sign under the inequality. So that means that I have a solid line. So now all I have to do is look at the graphs in the document and compare them to the graphs on my page. So when I go to my document and scroll down, I'm looking for something with a solid line, so I eliminate Q and M. They have dashed lines with a slope like this and a region that's shaded up here. And in this case, my graph matches L. So when I go to my document, I type in L for number 11. And that's how we graph inequalities on the TI Inspire graphing calculator.